A heartfelt journey starts as the priest's prayer echoes, slicing through Thomas' heart. He realized Mom might not come back, and forgetting the carefully prepared gift, he dashed into the hospital room with only one thought. I just want to see Mom. With tears in his eyes, he kissed his mom's hand, immersing himself in the cherished last moments, deeply longing to hear her voice once more. He clung to the warmth of his mom's hand, reluctant to leave the hospital. Back home, he curled up in bed, shedding silent tears while cuddling the scarf his mom left behind. He tried to embrace his mom's gentle smile and warmth, but alas, the rainbow that brightened his life didn't bring about any miracles. Mom had indeed left forever. Thomas felt like he fell into a black hole, while Alec's grief was deeper than the ocean. Normally a man of few words, Alec was now even more silent, drifting through days, returning home in a drunken haze. Thomas understood his pain since he was struggling in the same muck, but he knew Alec definitely wouldn't sign the adoption papers after Mom left. This meant he might be sent back to the orphanage. Both friends looked at Thomas with despair, asking what to do. He smiled faintly and said, maybe Maury knew her time was up. So, she chose Thomas as a special gift for her husband, confident that Thomas' kindness could brighten his gloom. Thomas was determined to help Alec regain his zest for life, proactively taking on all the household chores. He cooked Alec's favorite dishes using Mom's methods, but the familiar flavors only intensified Alec's sorrow. Alec left without eating a single bite, but Thomas didn't lose hope. He understood that time was the healer for Alec. Worked hard to maintain calm in a home without a leading lady until one evening Thomas returned from school. He discovered that every trace of his mother had vanished from their home, which filled Thomas with a burning rage, causing him to burst out, slamming the door shut behind him with great force. He couldn't comprehend why Alec would do something so foolish, only to discover Alec had burned everything to ash. Thomas rushed to stop him but got shoved down by Alec. Unable to contain his feelings any longer, he turned and ran to a neighbor's house. He wanted to pour out the frustrations that had been bottling up inside him, yet the neighbor only offered simple consolation, saying that Alec was genuinely attempting to burn away the pain that resided deep within him. Despite being filled with doubt and confusion, he ultimately chose to let go. Alec had wanted to apologize, but he lacked the courage to knock on that door. This unspoken regret built a wall between them. So Thomas slept holding his mom's scarf as it held the essence of her smile and scent within. The next morning, the adoption agency staff showed up again, and a sense of dread filled Thomas' heart. Realizing he was about to be sent away, disappointment washed over him like a tidal wave. Before leaving, he went to the beach to say goodbye to the little seal that had always accompanied him, gently stroking its head. He asked the little seal to say hi to his mom, and in that moment his eyes brimmed with reluctance to part. Almost simultaneously, it was as if Mom heard Thomas call, a rainbow appeared, showering light down upon him. Like a warm embrace from Mom, it gave him endless warmth and strength. Thomas gazed at the sky, shouting, and set off on his way home in the night. What came into view was Alec, drunk as a fish, now looking so worn down by pain, a far cry from the strong man he once was. Thomas decided to give Alec the scarf left by Mom, hoping this sword would chase away the clouds in his heart. He knew that the unique scent of Mom could enable Alec to regain his peaceful sleep once again. Sure enough, when Alec touched the scarf, it felt as though he sensed his wife's tenderness and presence. His furrowed brow slowly relaxed, as if long-lost peace had found him. The next morning, warm sunlight spread across the sea, illuminating the corners of Alec's heart. He decided to make breakfast for Thomas, using a simple yet sincere action to express his longing for the boy. He believed that as long as Thomas didn't mind his cooking skills, he could make him stay. Yet after knocking for a long time with no response, an unsettling feeling bubbled up inside him. Pushing the door open, he found Thomas' room empty. He had already gotten up and packed his bags. Just at this moment, the little seals in the bay appeared to have caught Thomas' call for help, one after another leaping into the sea and striving to swim towards him. They managed to pull Thomas out of the water, and after much effort, finally Alec succeeded in finding him on the shore. Thomas exclaimed, "It was Mum who saved me. She sent the seals to help." In that moment, they both profoundly felt the preciousness and vulnerability of life, more deeply understanding the unbreakable bond that connected them. Their relationship had transcended the simple bounds of a foster father and son, becoming an inseparable and deeply connected part of each other's life. Back home, Alec realized the room had indeed lost its color, so they both jumped to grab the unfinished tablecloth from Mom. Unable to contain his curiosity any longer, Thomas inquired, "Alec, why do you hold this matter in such high regard even though you didn't sign the adoption papers?" Alec explained that they had finally accepted each other, becoming a family that relied on one another. Just then, Thomas' little friends came to play with him, and Thomas smiled, saying, "Sure, come and join." In the end, the seals found their mom, and Thomas rediscovered the long-lost fatherly love. Alec raised the scarf from Mom, letting it flutter in the wind like her colorful spirit. It was filled with the vitality of life and love, forever blooming in Thomas' heart.